By November 1966, The Sound of Music had become the highest-grossing film of all time, beating out Gone with the Wind. However, Maria von Trapp's 1949 memoir, The Story of the Von Trapp Family Singers, is what started it all, and she almost didn't write it. The Von Trapp family, famous for their story depicted in the musical and film The Sound of Music, actually had a different ending in real life compared to what we saw in the movie and stage play. In reality, the Von Trapps did not cross the Alps on foot to escape Nazis. Instead, they traveled by train to Italy and from there headed on to the US for a concert tour. In 1926, Maria Augusta Kutschera came into Captain Von Trapp's home. She was initially sent to tutor Maria von Trapp, who was recovering from scarlet fever and needed assistance in her studies, while George von Trapp, the widowed father of the children who was a naval officer, was away. The Von Trapp family lived in the city of Salzburg, Austria, and Maria, a postulant from the Nonnberg Abbey, was assigned to be governess for Maria and her siblings. Maria ended up loving the children as her own and helping them develop their already blossoming singing talents. Eventually, Maria Kutschera and George developed a close relationship and they married in 1927. Captain Von Trapp was not the rigid and aloof father as depicted in media, which was something that the real Maria tried very hard to change when she saw the initial private showing of the Hollywood movie. But she was unsuccessful. Maria, who had a background in music and singing, played a significant role in developing the family's already existing musical talents. The film's singing group gained popularity in Austria and they became known as the Von Trapp Family Singers. However, things took a turn in 1933 as the Nazi regime came to power and expanded its influence in Germany. George von Trapp refused to support the Nazis and declined naval command. Because of this, George faced pressure to align with the regime, or else. Due to the family's Austrian heritage and their reluctance to align with Nazi ideals, they decided it would be best to leave Austria. Contrary to the dramatic escape portrayed in The Sound of Music, the Von Trapps did not hike over the Alps to Switzerland. In reality, they traveled by train to Italy in 1938. From there, they eventually settled in the United States. They even toured as a musical group performing concerts to support their family. In the United States, the Von Trapp family continued their musical career and eventually acquired a farm in Stowe, Vermont. In 1942, they founded the Von Trapp Family Music Camp, which is still in operation today. The Von Trapp family story, as depicted in The Sound of Music, captures only a portion of their real-life experiences, and the family continued to thrive and contribute to music and hospitality during their time in the U.S. The initial Sound of Music Broadway play opened in October 1959 and closed in June 1963 after 1,443 performances, winning multiple awards along the way, including 5 Tony Awards. It was praised by critics for its simplicity and graciousness, but there were a few who thought it was too sweet. That didn't stop this play from being revived a couple times. In 1981, London Revival even broke the record for British musical productions with the highest attendance figure for a single week. The 1998 Broadway revival was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Revival of a Musical. Before those two, though, was the 1965 Hollywood movie musical of the same name. Richard Rodgers also produced the music for this movie, with lyrics written by Oscar Hammerstein as well. By November 1966, The Sound of Music had become the highest-grossing film of all time, beating out Gone with the Wind, and going on to hold the title for 5 years. It also received 5 Oscars and 2 Golden Globes, among many other award nominations.